Please find medical. Please, please help me. Somebody just jumped in my brother's window. Shots were fired. How many shots went off? 3 or 4. So you know if he's a blackmail? Blackmail. I ran out the back door. I'm knocking on the door. I'm trying to get somebody to open the door. Please. Do you think your brother's still in the house? Yes. Who else is in the house? My sister, my 3 nephews. Please, please, please help me. Somebody just jumped through my sister's window. I'm on the police now. Please stay out until they come around and please. I'm so scared, please.
For homicide detectives, their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours.
While I was asleep, I got a phone call that we've had a homicide. Sounds like there was a home invasion. I worked that area when I was in gangs and also as a patrol officer, so I'm pretty familiar with that neighborhood.
It's a victim inside, dead in the bedroom. Looks like he took at least 2 gunshots that we can see.
When patrol arrived, the suspect was gone.
Girlfriend that lives here with deceased.
Was she here tonight?
Yes, she was here during the shooting.
The victim's girlfriend says she fled when the shooting began.
Her sister was also here, and kids.
Patrol also found the girlfriend's children and her sister, who called 911.
His sister snatched the kids and took them someplace.
After police secured the scene, the sister left with the 3 children.
Do we have an ID?
Yeah. His name is Dion Carr.
28-year-old Dion Carr was born and raised in Tulsa and attended Will Rogers High School. Dion was learning heating and air conditioning repair while working 2 jobs to support his family.
Do we know whose house it is? Their bedroom is located on the south side of the house. Alright, let's see. He's on the floor right there by the door. He's been shot multiple times.
Dion was shot in the chest, arm, and torso.
He's laying on top of a gun.
The team discovers a Taurus 9mm.
There's been casings.
And 4 9mm casings.
The window's open. There's blood all over the floor. There's blood around the window.
Under the window,
That's interesting.
the team finds a single Air Jordan.
There's mud in the grooves of the shoe there.
I want to see it by the window. Back.
It looks like somebody's entered the house through the window. It's more likely shot.
If there was a gunfight in here, then it's a good place to start.
Okay, so yeah, he's out, not talking or nothing.
Then,
What's up?
There's a guy with an extra hole punched in him just showed up to the hospital.
a gunshot victim was dumped in front of Hillcrest Hospital minutes after the call to 911.
Where's he shot at?
Hey,
The bullet hit his femoral artery, and doctors are struggling to keep him alive.
see if you can get a dying declaration from him if he's conscious at all.
Who the guy in the hospital is yet?
John Doe right now. All right, thanks. He's intubated. He won't be fine.
There's a bunch of blood droplets there.
That looks like we got a drag mark of blood here.
The house is right here where our victim was shot. Looks like our suspect was also shot and dragged across the street. Probably didn't get away car. We need to find that car.
There's an awful lot of coincidences. We're gonna have to jump rest, see if I can get somebody to pull the video, or at least I'll probably get stills from the video.
The team hopes hospital surveillance will show who dropped off the gunshot victim.
Don't get a good image of it.
Go ahead and have her transported.
As Dion's girlfriend is brought down to homicide.
Here's his name. Chauncey. Whose name? Suspects.
Officers at the hospital have identified the gunshot victim.
Chauncey Thomas.
Holy
The one's down at the hospital right now. It's Chauncey Thomas. I'm familiar with Chauncey from when I used to work in gangs.
25-year-old Chauncey Thomas works as a welder. He has prior convictions for knowingly receiving or concealing stolen property, burglary, and resisting an officer.
Chauncey was arrested for homicide back in 2013. During that homicide, he robbed a guy with a .40 caliber handgun.
Chauncey was later acquitted of those charges.
Let's go head downtown.
Hey, Jason.
Hey man, are you at Hillcrest?
Yes, we've got family up here.
Chauncey Thomas's family and two girlfriends have arrived at the hospital.
So they're trying to keep them separated to avoid drama. We're talking to one of his girlfriends. She talks and talks and talks and talks. Number two, she's been the last syllable. I'll see what we can get at her.
What's his condition? Do we know yet?
They keep pumping full of blood, but they've taken him up for surgery.
Alright, I'll head downtown.
All right.
Alright, later. I want to know how his family found out so quick that he was up there. I'm curious about how they were notified.
I love you so much, baby. I love you so much. So much.
I'm Detective Calhoun. I appreciate you coming down here. Tell me what happened tonight.
Maybe we were home. I'm just scrolling through Facebook and he's nice going to listen to music. I hear something. Now that I think about it, it sounded like somebody was trying to find a screen though.
She says the noise was coming from the window behind their bed.
So the window's open.
Yes, but it's a screen. I've always slept with my window open.
Okay. So when you say you hear somebody getting in your room,
I said, turn the music down. We didn't hear nothing. So probably like 5 minutes later, we heard the dude just coming through the window like he just launched through the window. He's on top of Dion. I'm behind the dude. I'm trying to yank with the gun. And then
Tried to climb through the window.
the other guy, he was trying to push the headboard, but he must have not been as skinny as the other guy. And he was like, get that bitch. And finally, somehow they got on the floor and started tussling. And I'm like, please stop, please. My kid is in her sleep, please stop, please. And I said, baby, run. I took off running, and that's when I heard 2 shots.
after the 2 shots, are you...
I'm on the porch. I ran down the street and was knocking on all the neighbors' doors, and nobody opened the door. When I got to the house at the corner, I thought somebody was chasing me. And so I just built under the truck.
What about your sister? Where's she at?
She told me she was in the backyard next door.
When you came out of the house, did you see any vehicles parked in the street?
You know, I just was looking straight, running straight.
So when this guy launches through the window, does he go head first or feet first through the window?
Yeah,
Was she thin?
yeah, he was pretty smooth.
So what's he wearing?
A black hoodie. Dude at the window, he had on a gray hoodie.
Okay, so black hoodie was in the house, and then gray hoodie was at the window. Okay. And what was the guy at the window doing?
Trying to get in, but he couldn't get past the headboard. So he was like, yeah, bitch ass. And Dion was like, I ain't got nothing.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I don't have no weed or money on me.
How much weed does he sell on average?
No, nothing major.
Does he owe anybody any money or any weed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did Dion have a gun?
Yes,
Okay, what color is it?
it's black. He hid it all the time from the kids.
Okay. If there was anybody that was after Dion or any problems or beefs, would you tell me about it?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Tell me a little bit about Dion.
He's a good person. Like, anybody that needs help with anything, he helps them. Money, anything.
But how long you guys been together?
So going on 2 years.
Okay. How many kids do you guys have?
We don't have any brother, but he loves mom. But he has 4 children.
Has anyone given you an update on Dion? I'm very sorry for your loss. That's why we're sitting here at this hour. We want to figure out who did this to him, okay? Hang tight for us, okay? Incident. I mean, she's in the bed hanging out with her boyfriend. They're just, doing what we all do, just kick back, relax, and then to have somebody just come through your window like that and just scare you with your 3 children in the next bedroom. It's scary because, I don't want your kids to be in harm's way. It is a horrible incident.
They don't expect him to survive.
Lieutenant Watkins returns from talking to Chauncey Thomas's friends and family at the hospital.
Girlfriend, Tatiana, I lied about her name, but I figured out who she is.
One of Chauncey's girlfriends gave detectives a fake name.
This kid shows up and comes over and grabs her and says, y'all can't talk to her. And they jump in a car and take off.
The girlfriend fled the hospital before they could finish questioning her.
We still don't know for sure what kind of car this is.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this video up.
Detectives turned to hospital surveillance video from the time that Chauncey Thomas was dumped at the ER.
Chauncey Thomas. But he was smart enough to wear a mask when he dumped him.
And that's the window he had on a gray hoodie.
Well, he's a bigger guy.
There was only one shoe on him when he got to the hospital.
The shoe is the right shoe matching the left shoe we recovered from inside the bedroom on the floor.
Kind of a bad Cinderella.
There's going to be overwhelming evidence, and this guy's not going to have a choice but to just lay it out there. It's likely silver, but it could be gray.
Been in a wreck.
There's no tag. Kia something?
It's going to be a silver Kia Optima.
We need to figure out who this other guy is in the gray hoodie.
Then,
Hey, what's over there?
Crime Stoppers gets a break in the case.
All right, I'm headed that way. Bye-bye. All right, I'll be back. We just got a Crime Stoppers tip that our suspect vehicle is parked right now over on Zenith Avenue, so we're going to head up there and see if we can find the vehicle. Major, we got big stuff popping. I can't slow down. I'm on a roll.
Right, go, baby.
We're going to find our suspect.
%98 of the cars I've seen have been cops. Cop cars are out everywhere. This house is literally on the next street over, so we're not going to drive by. We've got plenty of people that are right up on it.
There's our suspect from tonight. That's, Chauncey.
Calhoun gets a recent photo of Chauncey from the Fugitive Warrants Squad.
The latest update is that Chauncey's going to pass away as a result of his injuries. If he doesn't survive, then whoever is with him is looking at 2 counts of murder.
Pulling up now.
We're going to park right here.
Michelle, you probably can sneak over there.
Let's do a drive-by.
Officer just pulled up at the residence.
White Nissan in the driveway.
The suspect's Kia Optima isn't there.
The car's not there that we're looking for. It could be in a garage or it could be dumped somewhere.
Is that Chase?
I'm combing the area for the car.
No, it's dumped somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of just cruising around real quick.
Okay.
I need to find that car.
13 hours into the investigation,
Jason, are you available to go to the hospital?
headquarters gets a tip.
Apparently, 25 family members of Chauncey have shown up at Hillcrest.
Yeah, we're heading that way. We're going to go down to Hillcrest Hospital and start looking around and see who's there. We're interested in speaking with Chauncey's girlfriend who lied to us while officers were there earlier and she took off on him. I talked to the mother and the father of Chauncey. What they stated was that they were woke up at their house at about 1:30 by the girl that lied about her name to the officers and took off. All she said to them was that she got a phone call from Chauncey as he was coming down here, and he told her that he'd been shot. And that's all they know. It's just a matter of time. We'll find her and deal with her. Number one priority is just finding out who the heck dumped him off over here.
I just sent off a search warrant for Chauncey Thomas's cell phone records. I think tomorrow we really need to find that Kia Optima. Hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll find that vehicle.
The next day,
I think based on the video, our guy in the gray hoodie is going to be his car.
the team continues the search for the Kia Optima.
We've chosen downtown to start driving around the hospital where he was dropped off at. If we find the car, it's going to be epic for sure. And since we kind of like getting out and about in the community, it's good.
Then,
It's her.
the team spots Chauncey's girlfriend getting into a car at Hillcrest Hospital.
She's probably in there, checking on his status.
Going out now.
And pull her over.
Let's snag her, get her downtown for an interview. We need to figure out who Chauncey is with, and I think that's going to be our best option. Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Here's the deal. We need to go downtown. You and I will sit down and have a talk.
Okay.
This is exactly what we were in need. So we'll go downtown. I'll get as much information as I can out of her. Hopefully that'll develop suspect number 2. So we'll see.
There you go.
I don't want to take up a bunch of your time, and I appreciate you coming down here to talk to me, okay? So, I know you were leaving the hospital. What's the latest update?
He has brain activity, but his brain stems aren't functioning and he can't move. It can go either way. You know what I mean?
Okay. The police tried to talk to you the other night, and apparently you didn't want to come down here.
I heard that people were saying that it was me and that I was with Chauncey. I'm the reason that Chauncey got shot. It's hard to grieve and defend yourself at the same time.
So here's the deal, to kind of cut to the chase, so to speak. We talked to people today. My understanding is that when this deal went down, there was a phone call made to you, okay? Around what time does he call?
It was at 106 until I've been shot.
When was the time that you spoke with him prior to that?
We put cards. He had just left the house, so he probably left at 12:35.
She says Chauncey spent the day at her apartment.
When he leaves, where does he say he's going?
He just said, "I'll be right back." There's no way he could have done all that in a short amount of time.
He called you at 106. Tell me a little bit about that phone call.
Chauncey, he called me and he said, "Babe, I've been shot." I thought he was joking. I said, Are you serious? He said, yes, I'm serious. I've been shot. Drop.
She says Chauncey dropped the phone before he could hang up.
All I could hear was breathe, breathe, please just breathe, breathe.
So you heard somebody's voice? Was it Chauncey saying breathe or someone else?
No, it was somebody else.
Was it a man or a woman?
It's a man.
You didn't recognize the voice?
It's kind of distant. If I could recognize the voice, obviously that would be my main concern.
Just tell us the truth.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, well, here's the thing. You hear a dude's voice in the background and say, just breathe.
Breathe, bro. And I stayed on that phone the whole time, and that was 20 minutes.
So we need people like you, and we need family members and friends who care, who actually give a damn about it, and come forward and help us do the right thing, okay? Here's the deal. I'm assuming you care for him because you're at the hospital, right? You love him, I'm assuming? Okay, so he may die. It's important that we find out who was with him. And that person's not going to get in trouble necessarily. That just means we need to talk to them and say, hey, what did happen, right? What all unfolded, right? If you care about him, you need to tell us. Here, right on this side.
Chauncey's girlfriend writes down a name.
It's Justin Hill.
Listen. Gave me the number to call.
She says another friend of Chauncey's told her to call Justin.
I know that guy.
Calhoun is familiar with Chauncey's other friend from previous investigations.
He's tripping because Chauncey's shot. He said, call Justin. I called Justin. I said, Justin, what is going on? Justin said, I dropped Chauncey off 20 minutes ago. Like, that's all he said. Every time I called back after that, he never answered. It just looks suspicious. Chauncey wasn't with anybody else all day.
Okay, be honest with me. Justin was over at your apartment.
Yeah, I was that day.
The witness admits Justin was also at her apartment prior to the murder.
Okay.
Did you know Justin, did the voice sound similar to his?
I mean, it was...
They're in the car, right? If he's going to the hospital? If it sounded like Justin, it sounded like Justin.
I would say yes, it sounded like Justin.
So, Justin's black guy, white guy?
He's maybe mixed.
Hang on one second.
I found one, Justin, that kind of fits the physical description.
Justin Harjo?
Yeah.
There he is.
23-year-old Justin Harjo has prior convictions for burglary and false declaration of ownership.
All right. Who's that?
That's Justin.
Okay. The car when Justin was over at your apartment that day, what kind of car was he in?
I'd never seen the car.
Where does Justin stay?
He used to stay at house. But the way was talking, I know he ain't staying there.
She says Justin had been staying with Chauncey's friend, who gave her Justin's number.
He was just arrested. Like, they raided his house.
She says the friend was recently arrested for the possession of illegal weapons.
So if he's not staying at house, then maybe girlfriends or something.
Is Justin's phone number in your phone?
It's on the call log.
She gives Calhoun Justin's number.
All right. Give us a few minutes.
Okay.
Solid. This is good, and I'm glad that she came through and told the truth.
I love it.
As the clock winds down,
Right now, I'm typing a search warrant for Justin Harjo's cell phone records.
detectives zero in on Harjo.
The goal is to see who he was in contact with on the day of this incident, and then get his GPS records and see if we can put him at the scene of the murder at the time.
He's our guy.
Yeah. I don't have a good address for him.
We gotta find out what girl this cat would be with, and then find the car, and then it's gonna fall in place.
In the first 48, Tulsa homicide responded to the murder of Dion Carr, shot during a home invasion. Discovered one of the suspects had been wounded. Learned that minutes after the murder, a man named Chauncey Thomas was dumped at the hospital with a serious gunshot wound to the leg. Searched for a silver Kia that was caught on surveillance video. And interviewed one of Chauncey's girlfriends, who admitted that a man named Justin Harjo drove him to the hospital. 10 days later,
Chauncey Thomas died 3 days after the shooting as a result of a single gunshot wound to his leg to his death. There's important veins and arteries that go through the leg, and if one of those are punctured, then it can definitely cause you to lose your life. Based on the information that we have in the evidence, I'm confident that Chauncey Thomas was the shooter. Unfortunately, Chauncey's not here. I would have liked to have interviewed him because hopefully he would have been able to tell us why they chose Dion and what the goal was.
This is the night of the homicide before the robbery attempt.
Justin and Chauncey's cell phone records have finally come in.
Which one's green?
Harjo. And you can see where he picks him up on his way up there.
Cell phone tower data places Justin and Chauncey together on the night of the murder.
About 1 a.m. it does.
There's the homicide. And then after the event, Harjo called that number 70 times.
Margot finds a number Justin was desperately calling.
Alright, who's that?
That's Waterville there.
And gets an address.
That's where he's at.
Where he was. That's gotta be it.
You pulled it up on Google Maps?
I did. Hopefully that car's there. And if it is there, we're going to take the car, we're going to call in for more officers and try to make contact with the residents and see if Harjo's inside.
Chauncey's records was hitting out here too?
Yeah, both phones are hitting right over here, like after the murder.
The destination is on your left.
Nobody outside and no silver car.
Justin's car isn't there.
I'm interested in this house. It's got potential. Whether or not if he's in there right now, that I don't know.
The Fugitive Warrants Squad will begin surveillance on the house in case Justin returns.
I think tomorrow we'll get a fresh start and get out here and get eyes on the house and come up with a game plan to how we're going to make contact with these folks.
The next day,
Chase got some information where his second suspect may be, and they got a car pulled over.
with no sign of Justin, Fugitive Warrants officers followed someone seen leaving the house
We're just kind of on standby in case something crazy happens.
and pulled them over.
We're going to go to the traffic stop location right now. Yeah, we're pulling up with you guys now.
The person Justin repeatedly called the night of the murder.
Come on back here and have a seat in my car. Alright. There's some evidence that indicates that you've been in contact with a guy named Justin Harjo.
Yep.
And so that's why I need to talk to you.
Justin's friend agrees to talk.
We're going to go downtown now. Sit down and have a little conversation. Let's start from the beginning. We've done an investigation and we were able to develop that you have a relationship with Harjo. When's the last time you saw him in person?
Like a week ago. He came in and like his homeboy got shot in the leg.
Does he say my homeboy or does he say Chauncey?
You know, he said 3.
The witness says Justin called Chauncey by his rap name, 3.
At this time, he still had a phone. He was on the phone.
According to the witness, Justin called his friend, who had been arrested for weapons possession.
What does he say?
He He wasn't really saying that. He was listening. He was just like, man, this crazy. He was telling me what's going on, what the to do.
I'm gonna ask you straight up. Did Justin tell you that he was with 3 when 3 got shot?
Yeah. He told me 3 went in the window, 2 grabbed the gun, and got some tussle with the gun. And 1 shot, and 3 shot back. And he jumped out the window.
So the dude shoots at 3. Does he hit 3?
Yeah, got the window across the street.
That's probably when I know what's going on.
But he was like, thanks, bro. I didn't think he was gonna come back for me.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least he's trying to save his boy, right? He didn't just abandon him.
I'm like, boy, he didn't go back to jail.
What do you say to that?
Basically, I'm doing it was to look out for the house that got raped. And they found some guns. The way talking, I know he ain't sitting there. Like they raped his house. The gun in the house wasn't 2 of the guns that was in the house. It was Justin's.
According to the witness, Justin owned the guns that led to his friend's arrest.
He got jammed up on that deal with the guns.
Yes, I felt like they had to do that.
The witness claims Justin and Chauncey wanted to pull off the robbery to help their friend.
Justin's a little homie to him. So Justin needed to go put in some work to try to make some money.
Yeah.
You know Chauncey?
I just seen him around.
Why'd they hit?
Why did y'all go through the window? Justin was like, I told 3. He didn't sit and wait for the dude to come out. 3 was like, we gotta get this bro. Don't go ahead.
You need some more water, you good?
I need some more water.
The motive for committing the home invasion that led to Dion's death was money by way of robbery. Looks like our suspects went to rob Dion to help pay off another gang associate's jail cost, lawyer fees, things like that. He was recently arrested for a gun case. So Justin was sent to collect money, and he did, and it went bad. The witness knew he drags Chauncey across the street to the car. That's not public information. That's huge. I'm excited. It's good stuff. Curious to find out Kia Optima. Let's go talk to him.
Fugitive warrants officer Jesse McNeil joins the interrogation.
All right. So when he was with you, what kind of car was he driving?
Blue, gray, a 4-door.
So where's the car at?
He like me. He was going to do something. I need you to follow me to go to the squad and explore that hallway. I said, let's get me in a hole. It's a whole lot of because.
Okay, so you follow him. Where do you guys go?
He got off the highway. I seen field, and then I pulled up to the right spot.
What does he do to that car?
Set it on fire.
How did he set it on fire? Do you have matches, a lighter? How did he do it?
The witness says Justin also used a can of paint as an accelerant.
And so he just hops in, and then where do y'all go?
We'll go back to the house.
According to the witness, Justin stayed at the house for a few days after the murder.
Okay, tell me about the next day.
Well, he told me he was about to go see his baby mom. That girl kept texting him, telling him to come see her and stuff. Well, I said, so you gonna go up there?
Where's up there?
Kansas.
Do you think he's in Kansas right now?
Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to him, Justin?
Like a week ago. He called me and it's like, how you seen the news? I said, yeah. He's like, you gonna bring all this heat. You basically bring heat on me. You think they ain't got the time?
Yeah, you know what it is.
No way, you could. This ain't the life for me no more.
The car. Where's the car at?
Cars that been done on drugs.
The witness believes the car's been towed to a local junk.
Hi, do you have a car you picked up, a Kia?
Crime analyst Margot Bell calls the local junkyard.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye.
and confirms they have a Kia, matching the one Justin was driving.
Where are we headed, Margot?
We're headed to above average record.
Can't wait to see this car. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find a firearm that's burned up, and depending on the condition of it, it may be available for some type of ballistics testing. I feel like we've had enough evidence on Justin to this point, but the fact that we have a witness today that says, hey, I spoke with him, he told me he was there, he told me what happened, and that this witness knew details that were never publicly released, that'll be even better. Alright, we're getting pretty close. Oh, there it is. There is a paint can. I do like that. I'm really interested in what that is, though, right there. I need to grab some gloves. No, it's not. Well, darn. I was hoping that'd be the gun. But it looks like the front end is missing the front bumper.
Been in a wreck, fine.
The fact that we have a video of this car dropping off Chauncey at the hospital just connects all the dots and links everything together. Got what I wanted, got what I needed. Justin's got 2 counts of murder. An arrest warrant has been issued. Now we have a good idea he's probably in Kansas with his girlfriend. So we'll work on that.
New at 10, a man accused of 2 murders in North Tulsa is now in the Tulsa County Jail. Justin Harjo was taken into custody in Kansas.
He has been extradited back to Tulsa, where he is currently being housed at the Tulsa County Jail. So far, we've had 1 court hearing. His attorney put on their defense, and the judge found that there was more than enough evidence to proceed with a trial. So right now, we are just awaiting our court date. As a result of his actions, Harjo was charged with 2 counts of murder, one being Dion and the other one being Chauncey. Even though he didn't pull the trigger to kill Chauncey, he was acting in concert and under Oklahoma law. I hope this will bring some closure to Dion's family and friends. It's good to end a case with an arrest.